我是魏汉，我是来自印度，目前在北京外国语大学工作。My name is Vikash Kumar Singh. I'm from India, and currently I'm in Beijing. I'm teaching at Beijing Foreign Studies University.
Given his fluent Chinese, people often mistake Vikash for a native speaker. He says his journey of learning Chinese began 2 decades ago. At the beginning of this century, bilateral trade between China and India expanded rapidly, with China gradually emerging as India's major trading partner. And this extensive economic cooperation caught the young man's attention.
How I got interested in Chinese? It's all about finding a good job or making money. When I started learning Chinese at that time in India, Chinese language was one of the popular language because most of the students, when they graduated from the university, they all got a good job. Even some of them, they were working as an interpreter, translator, even the tour guide, and they were making a very good money. So that's how I was also interested to learn in Chinese language. So in 2004, I got admission in Jawaharlal Nehru University in Delhi, and I started studying Chinese, majoring Chinese language and literature.
For Vikash, the initial intention of learning the foreign language was to seek better financial opportunities, though he might not have imagined at the time how it would change his life trajectory. In 2007, Vikash obtained a 1-year scholarship to study at Renmin University of China, one of Beijing's top universities. And this opportunity kickstarted his decade-long journey of residing in the country.
Actually, when we were studying Chinese at the university, we didn't have much contact with the Chinese people.
Before coming to China, as Vikash recalls, his perceptions of the country were largely based on outdated textbook knowledge and minimal news coverage. He had expected a land trapped in the past, struggling to keep up with modernization. However, his arrival in Beijing shattered these preconceived notions.
And because here in Beijing in 2007, Beijing was preparing for the Olympic, the 2008 Olympic Games, and everywhere, like the skyscrapers, the old buildings, metro was there. In India, I never seen metro, so here I saw the metro for the very first time. So it was totally different what we learned about China in India and what I experienced here after coming to China.
Motivated by this newfound perspective, Vikash decided to stay and pursue a master's degree in international relations.
That time in the university, I made a lot of Chinese friends. Some of them, they are still in contact with me. And through them, actually, I learned Chinese. So for me, learning the language, it was through the help of my Chinese friends and learning a new major, international relations, to understand, you can say, the China-India relations, Chinese politics, Chinese foreign policies, all these things.
In addition to his studies, Vikash traveled extensively throughout China, exploring various regions and their cultures. This deepening interest inspired him to pursue further academic endeavors. He then embarked on a PhD journey in modern Chinese history at Peking University. After working in a real estate company for a while, Vikash ultimately joined Beijing Foreign Studies University in 2018. Although the previous job offered better pay, he found his true passion in teaching, which he says better suits his personality. When it comes to teaching, his own experience of learning a second language has proven quite beneficial, as it enables him to help his students overcome language barriers.
If you want a student to be interested in a particular language, first of all, you have to tell them about the richness of the culture of that country. Then how slowly or gradually they become interested in that language, and they will learn the language. So this is the method I use. Like when I teach my students, I put some videos, I put some Bollywood movies also, Bollywood dance also. So when they see these videos, they get much interested in Indian culture. They get interested to know more about the Indian culture, and there is only way to know the culture, that is the language. So I ask my students, first you master the language, then you can go to India and you can experience yourself on the basis of your language ability.
China and India both boast a long history of civilization and rich cultural heritages. Over the years, Vikash has dedicated himself to promoting cultural exchanges between the two countries, not just through teaching, but also through literary translation. He notes that there is a lack of understanding about China among people in India. That's why he sees translation as a medium to bridge this gap.
In India, there are very few translation works of Chinese literature. Like some of my teachers, they are doing translation, but still, in India, very few works have been done in this field. And another thing is, like in India, a lot of people, they have a different kind of perception about China, and because they don't know much more about China, because of the unavailability of the Chinese literature in India. If there are some translation, available translation in India, then these are translated from other languages. Like from most of them are translated from English. So it becomes the like third language. So from Chinese to English, and then from English to Hindi or any other Indian languages. So the essence of the Chinese language somehow like missed in the translation work.
And this realization has inspired him to translate Chinese literary masterpieces into Hindi versions. He participated in a joint project between the Chinese and Indian governments and dedicated 2 years to translating a renowned novel called Qinqiang, also known as the Shanxi Opera. The title refers to a local opera form from Shanxi province in northwestern China, which dates back some 2,000 years to the Qin dynasty. The novel was written by one of China's most celebrated contemporary authors, Jia Pinghua. It revolves around the lives of people from the author's birthplace, Shanxi province, in the late 1970s, capturing the transformations within a village community amidst the winds of change.
It's very difficult to say
However,
100%
the
accurate
translation
translation.
wasn't easy for Vikash.
The most difficult thing I found in Xinjiang while translating, like in Xinjiang, there are a lot of like local dialects. Like the writer has used like many words that is from the, especially from that region, from Shanxi region. So this is one of the most toughest tasks, how to convey the meaning of the Chinese language into the targeted language. So like what I did, if I don't find equivalent in my Hindi language, then I also take the help of the local dialect, because dialects there are so many dialects in India also, like China, and there are some words which you can find in the local dialect, and that is not available in the current language, like in the main language, you can say. So I also took the help from the local dialects and translated some of the words, not in Hindi, in the local dialect.
By incorporating dialects and expressions from northern India, Vikash aimed to convey the regional differences of Chinese society to resonate with more Indian readers. Following Qinqiang, Vikash completed another masterpiece, Liao Zhai Zhi Yi, or Strange Stories from a Chinese Studio, a collection of classical stories written between the 17th and 18th centuries by Pu Songling. Vikash hopes that through his translations, more Indian people are able to gain a better understanding of China, its culture, and its literature. Beyond his professional endeavors, Vikash has forged deep personal connections with China. He married a Chinese woman and made Beijing his home, raising 2 lovely children. His experiences have shown him that, despite some cultural differences, China and India share many commonalities, such as in their wedding customs.
So when we got married, we invited a lot of friends in her hometown in Fujian. There were so many relatives, they came, and our wedding ceremony was a very traditional way of wedding ceremony. So a lot of friends, a lot of relatives, they all came and participated. They gave me a lot of red packets also. And the same thing we did in India also. So in India also we got a lot of red packets, because in India also elder people, like those who were elder than me, they all gave their wishes in the form of money. So you see there are some, like, a lot of similarities between India and China.
Vikash says that the longer he spends time in China, the more common ground he finds between the two countries. One key example is the shared value of family.
And during the Spring Festival, like, all the peoples, they went back to all my Chinese.
He vividly
friends,
recalls
they went
his
back to
first
their
experience
hometown to
celebrating
celebrate
Chinese
the
New
festival.
Year or Spring Festival in Beijing, which is the most important occasion for Chinese people to reunite with their families. With his Chinese friends all back home, and school canteen and most local restaurants closed, he and fellow foreign students had to dine in fast food restaurants from morning till night.
Indian people are also very, very, very attached to their family members, to their family. We have a very big festival in India, like a Spring Festival. We say Diwali. In Chinese, we say Tangchie. So during this festival also, like, most of the people, they just want to go back to their family and they want to celebrate the festival with their family.
As much as people appreciate spending time with their families, there's also pressure stemming from family obligations. Vikash notes that children's education ranks among the top priorities in families.
There was a movie in China, that an Indian movie that was very popular, like Qi Pao Xian. And in India, we say Hindi medium. So you can see the struggle of a parent to admit their kids to a very good school. So here in China, everybody wants to admit their kids to a good school. And when my elder kid, my son, he was about to go to the primary school, then I faced the same situation. Like, my wife was also so, like, she was so worried to send him to a good school. So we have same kind of feelings also, same kind of responsibilities also, same kind of family attachment also.
Vikash has witnessed the country's development and changes firsthand. He is particularly impressed by the significant advancements in the transportation system.
In 2008, I went to visit one of my friends from Beijing to Guizhou, and it took me 28 hours to take the train to Guiyang. And after Guiyang, like, I had to switch to another train, and then it took me 4 hours, and then bus and everything. But now, like, after 15 years or 16 years, I can say, I just went, like, last summer, I again went to Guizhou to visit my friend, and it took me only 11 hours to Guiyang, and from Guiyang he drove me to his hometown, just 2 hours. So this is the change happened, like, or you can say, I feel the transportation system, the bullet train. Like, if I remember clearly, in 2008, the first bullet train was started, and from 2008 till now, the whole China is connected through the bullet trains. So this is the pace of the development of China, and I don't think any country would be able to realize in such short time, like, such a huge achievement.
In 2008, as Vikash noted, China's first high-speed railway was put into operation, linking Beijing and its neighboring city of Tianjin at a design speed of 350 kilometers per hour. Since then, China has vigorously expanded its high-speed rail network, reaching remote and ethnic minority areas. Today, the country is home to the world's largest high-speed railway network.
Actually, in every field you can see China has done really very well, and China has achieved a great result, you can say, in the field of education, in the field of health and hygiene, in the field of in the science and technology, in the field of transportation, infrastructure, all these things. Like China has achieved a lot. And if you talk about the health and hygiene, like there are a lot of students from India, from Pakistan, from Bangladesh, from Nepal, from African countries. They are studying here and they are studying medicine. So you can see how China has done, like how China has achieved in these 10 or 15 years. So they are attracting foreign students to come here and pursue their education in the field of medicine. So these all things inspire me also, and I think not only me, like a lot of people, those who come to China for the very first time, like they are amazed to see the development of China.
And that concludes today's episode of Footprints. Thank you so much for listening, and a special thanks to Vikash Kumar Singh. If you are interested in hearing more about the lives of ordinary but incredible people in China, follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Just key in Footprints and you can find more stories anytime, anywhere. I'm Xingyu. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.